Hey, what's up guys? You found Nintoonist, and I'm just about 5-6 hours into Origami King so far. Beat the first streamer, which is essentially the first chapter, and so far, for the most part, I have been loving it. The game is exactly what I said it was going to be in my last Paper Mario video, a phenomenal adventure game. In case you missed it, that whole video was about how Paper Mario, doesn't have to be an RPG or like the first two games to still be a good game, and Origami King is the exact proof of what I thought it was going to be in my opinion. And I think I'm far enough in the game to give any undecided players my informed first impressions of it to get them to want to test the waters for themselves, instead of just actually playing the rest of the game myself so I can then make a full review. I'm instead making a first impressions video, which is thus taking more and more time away that I could be playing Origami King. But you know what? I felt like making this, so I'm gonna make it. That's all you really need at the end of the day. So without any further ado, let's get started. Like everybody else, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the biggest one here, the combat system, which is the make or break for the game for a lot of people, including myself, who said in my last Paper Mario video that as long as battling had a purpose, that I was good to go. So, has battling improved from the previous two games? Short answer, yes. Yes, it has. Long answer, so far I haven't really had any problems with the battle system. It's vastly improved over the last few games for a few reasons, but mostly for just one. And that's confetti. Confetti is essentially this game's paint. You use it in the overworld to fill in holes for coins and other secrets and can regain your finite supply of it by battling and from hitting objects in the field. Now with that in mind, I know what you're probably thinking.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But, I'm grateful to say that this game only took away the good elements that paint provided in Color Splash, pretty much for the sole reason that it was not implemented into the battle system. I cannot express how huge and important that is, and this is why. In Sticker Star, you needed to use a sticker to do literally anything in battle, which, on top of being annoying, made battling completely worthless and something better to avoid, because all it did was waste your stickers when you needed to use them in the field. In Color Splash, they decided to turn burning garbage into just regular garbage by at least having battles earn you paint. But not only did this not stop battles from once again being pointless in the grand scheme of things, it also made battling super tedious by having to use paint to fill in cards, which was just a very unfun gimmick to force gamepad integration on what was a failed console. To any non- or first-time Paper Mario players watching this video, to really describe how tedious Color Splash's battle system was, imagine playing any RPG, but instead of simply selecting an attack or performing an action command to do it, you had to enter the fucking Konami code every time you wanted to do something. That was Color Splash. I bring this up because in Origami King you no longer need cards or stickers or whatever just to do your basic moves, and to that I say, thank God. Just thank God, bro. That shit made battling so unnecessarily tedious. This game could have so easily had some dumb shit like using confetti to charge up your jump or whatever, only to win a battle that gets confetti back, making the whole engagement a pointless waste of your time. Your basic jump and hammer attacks are now indefinite, just like how they were in the old games. That being said, they didn't get rid of the whole finite items to do attacks mechanic. What were once necessary stickers or cards necessary to do any attacks are now weapons in their place that you can purchase and equip, like shiny hammers or iron boots that allow you to do more damage or what have you. Like stickers and cards, these have finite usage, but it doesn't matter anymore because you can still do basic attacks in battle infinitely, which so far for how long I've been playing work just fine for most if not all of the game's common enemies. And even so, these shiny weapons and whatnot, they last a pretty long time if you use them, sparingly or correctly, I should say. Like, I used them for a couple common enemy battles, and then I still had those items for the final boss of that chapter. It's just good stuff, man. Now, in Origami King, battling has a purpose. Because instead of wasting the same material you need to progress in the field for pointless battles that do nothing but eat up your time and earn you basically nothing, battling is now how you acquire this material, and coins, so you can progress in the field. And even though acquiring confetti doesn't really matter as much in the field because it's basically everywhere, not having to use it in some tedious way in battle is a godsend. You pick where you want to do the attack, you pick the attack, you do the attack. That's it. Well, after organizing the board, of course, which is a better battle system than I thought it would be. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of battles being a puzzle, and the only thing I moderately dislike about Origami King is the fact that boss battles involve what I can really only describe as a circular Mario Party board. But low-key, the music makes up for it. Every song in the game has been a banger so far. Confetti being separated from the battle mode? It feels like church and state just got separated. That's how amazing it feels to finally not have your precious resources fully implemented into the battle system for the sake of gimmicks and at the sacrifice of practicality. I said in my last video that as long as battling had a point, I was good to go, and that it didn't matter that there was no traditional EXP system as long as they were able to implement something else that made it worthwhile. And they did. So, kudos to the devs for that. Now instead of wasting your resources and time, battling is how you earn your resources. And speaking of earning your resources, battling is also how you earn coins, which I'm happy to say have also been implemented into this game quite well. Early on, I was nervous. In the first hour of the game, I was stumbling upon coins after coins after coins after coins. It felt like I was finding way more than I would ever need already, as I already had well over 1,000 coins after only a few battles and exploration. I even eventually found my first 1,000 coin bag. And yes, you heard that right, 1,000 coin bag, just by finding it in the field. To put that in perspective for you guys, that's more coins than you can literally ever have at any point in the first 3 games. But in this game, it's just like, we the 1% now, boys. My reaction was, well, I guess this game is going to be brain dead easy and offer no challenge at all if it's setting me up this quickly. And then I got to my first accessory shop. God! Damn, this shit costs more than the illegitimate love child of my mortgage and my taxes. You think I can afford this shit? Oh wait, I can. Yup, was a pretty good thing I did all those battles. Yes, friends, this here is one of the game's accessory shops where you purchase accessories, which are essentially the badges of this game, and let you upgrade yourself and give you helpful new abilities and features. Upon finding the first store, it immediately drained my wallet of the damn near 10k coins I had at the time, which is a good thing because it shows that coins actually have value in this game. And how do you get coins? By battling, which is another thing that makes battling worthwhile. Yes, you find a lot of coins in the field too, but trust me when I say that even if you gather like as many coins in the field as you can, and battle pretty much every enemy you can, you're still going to be spending almost all of your coins at these accessory shops if you want to get to your max potential in this game as soon as you can. That being said, between buying weapons, accessories, items, and whatever other important quest items you're going to need in the overworld, the new battle and coin system makes it all come together so far. Moving on to the field and the overworld here, and once again guys, so far for the most part, all I've seen is improvement. To start with, Peach's Castle, guys, at the beginning of the game, it looks exactly like how it did in Paper Mario 64, which I know to a lot of people and in general really is not that important of a feature, but as somebody who appreciates consistent lore and continuity in pretty much every media he consumes, and the old games in general really, I very much enjoyed it and I thought it was a nice touch. Second, the hub world, and the world in general, is just so much more expansive, connected, and fleshed out. I didn't play Color Splash, but I heard Port Prisma, which served as the hub world in that game. I heard that there wasn't really too much to do in it, but to be honest, I wouldn't know. The game still had a world map though, which I personally have problems with. In Sticker Star, the fact that a world map existed made me actually confused as to where I was supposed to go and what I was supposed to do. I constantly found myself running out of stickers, having to go back a few levels to buy more, then come back to the level I was trying to beat, use those stickers again fighting the enemies there, thus getting coins for me to go back to the earlier level and get more stickers for when I inevitably ran out of stickers again. It was just so confusing, like the world map added an extra step in separating levels that weren't even that different from each other, which added a layer of confusion as to how I was supposed to play. I don't know about you, but when a game has a world map, naturally it makes me feel like I'm supposed to go from World 1-1 to World 1-2 to World 1-3 and so on and so forth, when in Sticker Star, that wasn't even the case. Here, the overworld is finally a big, connected, and expansive overworld again, which, honestly, there are no words to say how much I appreciate that as a player. Like, that alone honestly makes the game so much better than Color Splash and Sticker Star. It really does. We finally have a big connected overworld again, something we have not had in the series since Thousand Year Door. Let that sink in. I'm so glad that the devs realized that a connected overworld just makes the game and the world within it so much more immersive and believable. This is gonna sound weird, but it's kinda like screenwriting, in a sense. I've learned a bit about screenwriting in my time, enough to know that one golden rule of it is that it's not about being realistic, since getting to write about whatever you want is, the beauty of screenwriting. Rather, it's about making your story, its scenes and exchanges, and the world within it believable. And this game makes it so damn believable in ways a world map never could. When the world is interconnected like this, I look at Toad Town and I think, wow, characters actually live here. This isn't just some dot on a world map that I complete, forget about, and then move on to the next one. No, this is a place. And speaking of that place, Toad Town is freaking huge. And there are shops that you get to open up, and its ambiance is creepy and believable because there are no toads there yet since they all got crumpled, which makes it that much more immersive. And speaking of, finding toads is fun. On top of being a fun little treasure hunt that gives you long-term rewards for completing it, each toad has a one-liner or some dialogue when you find them. And I kid you not, the dialogue and humor in this game is so charming that I honestly don't really care that the toads aren't that unique looking. I know for the Paper Mario fanbase that's kind of blasphemy, but honestly, so far I haven't cared or paid attention to that at all. Trust me when I say, I'm on your side if you miss having more unique characters in Paper Mario. I don't know why Miyamoto, or whoever the upper management is, wants to strip these games of having unique characters with different looks or names. I really don't understand that. Maybe it's just a time constraint thing. Maybe he just wants Mario to be as simple as possible. I don't know. But I'm serious when I say, their one-liners and dialogue alone made them different enough for me. It was believable to me. The toads didn't look that different, but I honestly believed that they were all unique characters. I hardly even noticed that they all looked mostly the same besides having different colors. Their personalities, even in just those little one-liners, honestly made up for it. And speaking of dialogue, to segue into the final section of my video here, I'd like to touch upon the humor. Because it's hysterical and charming, there are so many charming lines and dialogue exchanges and just plain hilarious moments throughout, and I'm only 6 hours into the game so far. Let me put it into perspective for you guys by getting a little real for a second here. Since 2020 began, I've had a lot of moments and a lot of periods where I've just been depressed off my ass, and not even just for the obvious reasons that we are in the midst of a pandemic right now. This game, even despite all of that, despite my mental state at times, this game has made me burst laughing out loud. Countless times. That is how charming and fun this game is. And you want to know the best part? Bowser humor. It's back. It's back, and it's better than ever. From how much I've played so far, there is only one small section of the game that I've encountered Bowser in, and in that short span, he made me laugh so much already. That makes me so happy, because now I just know that there's even more to come. A huge chunk of the Paper Mario fanbase dislikes Color Splash, and flat out hates Sticker Star for multiple reasons. But one of the slept-on reasons is that some of the characters were completely stripped of their personality in an effort at the time to make sure Paper Mario had no story. This is a lot more apparent in Sticker Star than it is in Color Splash. I mean, I hear Color Splash was very, very funny. I don't know so much about the characters being stripped of their personalities. I never played that game, but still. The biggest victim of this crime of just stripping characters away of their personality throughout these, the latest Paper Mario games was Bowser. Throughout the history of Mario RPGs, since Super Mario RPG, Bowser has always taken a step away from being the game's main villain in lieu of being the comic relief, and he's a damn great one at that. I can't count on both hands and feet how many times Bowser has made me laugh growing up playing these games. naturally, to see him reduced to a generic villain when Sticker Star dropped was very disappointing to me and a lot of fans, especially considering the fact that he's pretty much always the main villain in the mainline Mario games, so why make him the mainline villain here? And it was the most unexpected, happy surprise I got from Origami King to see that he was back. In retrospect, I shouldn't have been that surprised from the trailer, from the get-go, because we knew the game had a different villain. But, I don't know, it still caught me off guard, and in the most delightful way possible, which you will see if you decide to play the game for yourself. So, welcome back, old friend. I missed you. On top of Bowser being back, the dialogue in this game in general is not only funny, but it's relatable. Like, there are a lot of, like, you know, gamer and pop culture references and whatnot that the Toads say after you rescue them, like, and not even just gamer stuff, like, just relatable stuff, too. Like, at one point, the shop Toad thanks you for rescuing him so he can continue working 18-hour shifts in his shop, and I was just like, yo, that's a mood, bro. And Old Grandsappy? He was a more unique character than literally anything that was in Sticker Star, lest maybe Carrie, but even her, not really. Wow, I've been crapping on Sticker Star a lot in this video. It hardly seems about Origami King at this point, but the only reason I'm doing that is to show you guys how this game is just a flat-out improvement on Color Splash in virtually every single way. Color Splash, at least, was very gorgeous and visually appealing, and funny as well, like Origami King is, but this game still honestly blows it out of the water with everything else it's improved on and fixed. To conclude my thoughts here, and I will conclude my thoughts here because this video is probably already long enough as it is, if I had to sum up Origami King to try to convince you to give it a try, whether you're an old head who's unfortunately lost faith in the franchise, an experienced Paper Mario fan, or if you're a brand new player to the series in general, I would say this. I haven't finished the game. I'm not even close to finishing it. But so far, Origami King feels like the first truly fun and successful implementation of what Nintendo has been trying to turn Paper Mario into for the last 10 years. Take from that what you will. Game turned out to be exactly what I thought it was going to be, and more. And in these trying times, I couldn't be more grateful for that. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you doing that because I had to rush to get it out, really, because my family is dragging me down the shore at the end of the week on a vacation. I'm not really too crazy about going on, but I'll make the best of it. Probably will finish Origami King around the time over that vacation. I don't know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But seriously though, thank you for watching this video. If you could, leave a like, I'd very much appreciate that. And more than anything, if you could subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit, so, you know, just see what becomes of that in the future. I don't know, I'm taking content creation semi-seriously again. Definitely have a lot more video ideas planned than I want to make, and I'll probably have a little bit more time to make them now, or probably, if anything, a little more motivation. But, I don't know. More on that later. We'll cross those bridges when we come to it. But if you could subscribe and share, like the video, comment, all that good stuff, I'd very much appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever time it is when you're watching this. And, once again, thank you so much. Goodbye, friends. Oh, and, yeah, put Paper Mario in Smash. Seriously, put him in Smash. Just do it. Just f***ing do it, you cowards.